and also to repay the loans taken from the China Exim Bank. How do you judge this direction by the federal government for improved road accessibility across Nigeria?
Right. I think first and foremost, we have suffered what we call policy summersault over time. So I think maybe, and that's why we must be careful in our decisions as every government comes down. You recall we have a very good toll gate system. I recall one of my uncle worked in toll gates. Even when we are much younger, and we appreciate that because when you get there, there's a convergence of different vehicles. You slow down, and it helps security. But until President Olusegun Obasanjo came and said, no, there shouldn't be toll gates anymore. So for me, I think it's a policy somersault because they are going to pay another money, go out through another process to install those toll gates. Is it a good one or bad? I will agree it's a good one because if you look at our roads, our infrastructure decay, it's very, very much. So anything that will help us to actually continuously maintaining the road, it's a good one. And if you go to Makurdi road highway, you see the beautiful one that there's need to actually continue to maintain. So if toll gate is actually coming and it's aimed and the way they're actually saying that it's because of China loan, I don't agree with that. Are you saying by the time you completed the loan, you remove the toll gate?
The payment of the toll gate.
By the time you pay the toll gate loan, repay it. Are you saying you are going to remove the toll gate? That's not correct. So let's just agree that toll gate is coming back. It has its own advantage if it does not suffer corruption. Because I recall one of the reasons for President Olusegun Obasanjo then was that toll gate is a conduit pipe for corruption, and they said that's why it should remove. So if it is not the conduit pipe for corruption, I think coming back of toll gate will bring about security because there is no way, if you look at those areas, it will bring business to that area and there will be more function there to bring security, it will bring more money, and to also ensure the fixing of the road. So it's a good one if it comes with a clean hand, as it were.
Now let's talk about the issue of the ticket prices for the various vehicles. We're told that salon car owners who ply that route will need to pay 500 naira. Then for articulated trucks, they'll need to pay 1,600 naira. As compared to what was obtainable back in the days, it used to be 50 to 100 naira. Is this sum of money not a little bit on the high side for especially those who are not commercial vehicles?
Well, if you look at the economy now, you will see it's on high side. I passed through we have Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja,
yes,
and I saw they are fixing the airport. I passed freely, to the airport. I was telling the person that I can't remember,
without paying.
You didn't pay. Now say I should look that they're actually fixing the toll point. So hopefully by the time they also fix the toll point finish, they will also increase the price. For me, 500 naira is not too much if I'm going to apply a good, safe and secured road. I won't see it as a big because if you look at the economy, will you say 100 naira or 200 naira? It does not have value anymore. So that's about 500. If we have all those enabling environment.
You know why I asked this? Because Nigerians have been quite critical about prices now, especially with the hike in certain tariffs and whatnot. So overarchingly, does this not rub off on the purchasing power parity and the minimum wage of some?
Well, it will transfer definitely to the consumers because if you see articulate vehicle should pay 1,600 and it's paying in 5 places, before you get to where it's going to transfer the cost. And if you also say commercial vehicles should pay, they will transfer it to the consumers. We have agreed that this government believe in raking in more money. But I'm actually trying to say that if we have good road, and I'm going to pay, okay, let me give you a good example. I am going to Kaduna from Abuja, and I'm going to apply a very good road. And I say I should pay 500 naira for toll gate, I will not mind. Because the suffering that the car will experience, the damage will be more than 500 on the bad road. So on that basis, I'm saying that it's better I pay that toll and have a good road, and secured and good road.
Well, quite interestingly, it's a development we'd also like to get your opinions on. Across 9 major highways spread across the 6 geopolitical zones, there is the reintroduction of toll gates. They say many Gen Zs might not be able to relate, but it's a system much like you find at the airports, but then on the highways to generate revenue, which is supposed to be used for the maintenance of those road projects. And in the words of Dr. Aliyu Elias, he says he doesn't mind paying so long as the infrastructure would be durable. I don't know about you. Let us know your thoughts as well as you share them on our online social media platforms. We'll be moving on to our next issue in the news, and following the conclusion of the Federal Executive Council meeting where several issues were discussed quite prominently across the pages of two newspapers this morning, is news that 758 billion naira would be issued in bonds to clear a backlog of pensions owed some senior citizens in Nigeria. I know affected amongst this is some of the men who served gallantly in the army. And beyond that, there's also supposed to be 30 million euros concessional